Everybody should sing whenever they feel like it.
Here's your God Call with Reverend Bill.
Sometimes there's just not a lot going on. We're sitting around kind of feeling bored, waiting for something interesting to happen. And then, of course, at other times we can feel overwhelmed. There's so much going on, that huge swirl of activity, so many things vying for our attention that we don't know where to focus. Well, it's not the things, it's the timing and it is the balance. So let's invite that perfect balance as the pieces are swirling together, that we're at peace in the middle of it, paying attention to what needs attention and relaxing through the process.
Give me a word, give me a sign, show me where to look, tell me what will I find, what will I find? Lay me in the ground, fly me in the sky, show me where to look, tell me what will I find, what will I find? Heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Love is in the water, love is in the air. Show me where to look, tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Teach me how to speak, teach me how to share, teach me where to go, tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down.
Thank you.
Can't hear you, Bill. We cannot hear you.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I hear Breen. Oh, I love it when we get the mic on.
Extra little button.
There we go.
So we already said good morning. So good morning. Nice to see you. Okay. Going to hit the downbeat. We're going to get this right yet. Okay. Currently 12 times a year. We're over however many we've done, but you know, we're getting right in there. So on Zoom, keep yourself muted, except when you're going to be sharing or we're going to make a large noise. In the room, keep your side comments quiet enough that they're not going to make it onto the Zoom. Let us begin with a nice joyous cacophony. please unmute your mic. Repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to
Self-love.
love.
To joy.
I open
I open
myself to
myself
joy.
to
Open myself
joy.
to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I open
I
myself
open myself to the awareness
good
of good
surrounding.
I know
surrounding
love is
me.
right here, right now.
I know
I know love
right
is right
right
here,
now.
right now.
And so it is.
And so
And
it is.
so it is.
You can go on mute again as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever brought you through our door, wherever you're heading next, we've been waiting for you. We've been expecting you. So welcome home. We believe, and we don't have to, it's convenient because we kind of agree on this. We believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we're each using that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. The way we like to say it, and you can say it along with me, your new life begins with a new thought. If you have a cell phone, I am, first of all, not surprised. And second of all, invite you to turn it on shush for the next hour or so that we can turn our attention within. I'm Bill Marcioni, the spiritual director here at New Thought Philadelphia. Our music today is the illustrious Ginger Coyle. And our practitioners for today are Jesus Baez, RScP, and Joe Catanzaro, RScP, who is going to begin our celebration the way we begin everything, with a practical prayer. Joe?
Good morning. I'm decked out today because this is a gift. I'm going to acknowledge that Carolyn got this for me at the Parliament of World Religions. So, my lovely stole. I don't even know what all these symbols are yet, but I will. So, it's good to be here, and let's take a minute, take a breath, and know that with me, that divine order is in force, here, now, and always. Melt into the ocean of oneness. Because we are that oneness. We come from the one source, the one power, love, intelligence. The presence that indwells us, the power that upholds us, and allows us access and support. So all that creative good, the peace, the serenity, the knowing, the wisdom, the love, all of the good things that we look for comes through us, created by that one power and presence. So we are each individual expressions of that. Open to it, allow it, recognize it. And that's what this celebration is all about. To help us to support, to recognize it and open to it. So for all of the good that is created here, now, and always by each one of us, by everything we bring, I am grateful. And I know that it flows out further to our world, because it's all one. So I allow it, I claim it with gratitude, and I will release my word to the law that always says yes, and so it is. And why do we do that? We do that because we know it works. So anybody here have a prayer work story that demonstrates? Breen.
So I've got a couple, one I'll talk about later, but one, so Jane and I both had had to get some routine blood work, and mine was fasting. So I want to do that first thing in the morning, and I went on the LabCorp website, and it's like, yeah, you can come at 3 o'clock in November. I'm like, well, no, I want to get this done. So we decided we were just going to get up early one morning and go, and go into LabCorp without an appointment early in the morning. But I said a practical prayer about ease and effortless and smoothness, and we were in and out, both of us, in 20 minutes. So that was awesome. Prayer works.
I have a prayer work story, and this might be something that Breen is going to talk about in a minute as well. After much time, Breen Rourke, on Thursday at the Emerson graduation, received his bachelor's degree. So I would like to honor you because you can get to wear any regalia. So I have mortarboard for you. Come on up and get this. There you go. Get them. So there's your mortarboard. And somewhere around here, there's a tassel. Ah, here's the tassel.
Oh, red.
The red tassel, which is the Emerson color, or one of them.
Nice.
Put that on there. And a limited edition Emerson Institute mug so that you can
Wow.
sip from your alma mater.
One size fits all.
It does.
Now you go from left to right or right to left.
It does.
Oh, wow.
And this is green certificate.
Go
This
green.
diploma.
Wait a minute.
Move into the camera a little bit.
That's so cute.
Is that adorable? And I hear you say, why is that a prayer work story? And that's because Breen turned in his final paper on Tuesday.
And in fact, he was able to turn it around.
Yeah, the faculty trusted it was going to be great and read it on the plane on the way home, but you know, there you have it. Anybody else have a prayer work story to share? All right, then I'll let, oh, Ginger has one. Go ahead, Ginger.
I do. Mine's really long-winded, so I'm going to try to make this very short. The summary of it is, I was at a crossroads and trying to figure out if I was going to remain here or go back to South Dakota. And the universe told me to stay here. I accept it. But I needed to go back to South Dakota to tie up all my loose ends, figure out my storage unit, all the human elements that were left behind. So the kids and I drove out there at the end of August, and we were dealing, you know, it's just like going through the muck of old life, past life stuff, and trying to deal with all the changes or waves of grief to let all of that go. In the midst of it, when we were in Hot Springs, they were having a hot air balloon festival, and I was laying in bed in the crappy hotel that I was in, and I was like thinking about, oh, wouldn't it be cool to shoot a music video on one of these hot air balloons? And I just cast a line just from the bed before I went to sleep. I cast out a line to one of the balloons that were, you know, they're based in Hot Springs to ask if there was a possibility of that. I offered to pay for it, you know, to do like a tethered ride and just have a day for a shoot. Anywho, didn't hear anything, kind of let it all go. Didn't even really think about it. And I was down to like the last 3 days, actually 2 days of my trip. And I got a call from the lady who owned the hot air balloon, and she said she was totally down for it, excited that she would gift me a flight, an actual flight. And as long as I said what balloon it was and what her company was. So I've got 48 hours left in this place. She said yes. I didn't even know what song I would shoot for. I didn't have any of that figured out. I went to bed thinking about it and had a dream that I shot a video for Rise Up. And in the dream was very vivid, all the elements of how I got to the balloon, and a wise ancestor kind of meets me. I'm stranded. She meets me and she sages me, cleanses me, blesses me. And I get in my magic suit and fly off in a balloon, singing Rise Up. And you know what? All of my friends who I asked a friend who was in the dream as the elder woman, if she would do it, and she sent me a few costume shots and said, yes, this is what I'll wear, and yes, I'll do it. And then I had 5 other friends show up with their iPhones, and we spent 48 hours shooting a music video before I left. And today I handed over to a team of people. So prayer works. I prayed about that video and what it would be for months and kind of let it go. And then it just like happened in a really strange time of like trying to do other things. And yeah, and it's kind of a true story. So prayer does work. Thank you. Yes.
You're saving, you know, the announcement. Don't do it.
Good morning. Trying to get myself centered here. Okay, announcements. Here they are. This leafy information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. We host a 15-minute meditation on Zoom twice every day. They're inspiring, fun, and quick. Everyone's welcome. This week, Carolyn will lead. Episode 122 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is God's Will for Us. Get it where you get your podcasts. Join in the live recording session at 1 p.m. Monday online. Follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube, and join the 1,639 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. The Power of Eight Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on the first Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. The 90-day tithing challenge is underway now and includes a money-back guarantee that this powerful spiritual practice will transform your life. You can still join. Our Artist's Way Creativity Group continues tonight on Zoom, led by Dina. We're grateful for your tax-deductible donations by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes our Zoom celebrations work and has fun doing it. To join the joy, you can contact me. Next Sunday is online with Emergence. Reverend Bill is back from a week of Unity Village to share what is emerging for New Thought for him and for us. Live original music by Sonic Yogi. Reverend Bill and the practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Joe is available for a quick Miracle in a Minute prayer, and we'll leave the Zoom room meeting open for discussion of prosperity, tithing, and the challenge after the meeting.
Yay, thank you, Sandy. Woohoo! All right, so now is the time that we like to welcome new folks. I'm looking at the Zoom and there's some names I don't recognize, but maybe that's just because I don't pay attention. So if anybody in the Zoom is new and wants to say hi, you can just raise your electronic hand and we'll say hi. We got someone that I don't recognize here in the room. Would you like to tell us who you are? Jeremy? Hey, welcome. Glad to have you here. All right. All right, so let's welcome Jeremy with some love. Everybody rub your hands together. You can just receive. You are a bright light of divine love. Thank you for sharing your light with us and bringing your presence here today. Welcome. Yay. All right, so now this is time, because we're in person, that we're going to do the greeting. We're going to walk around, say hi, hug each other, all that fun stuff. Guys on Zoom, go on gallery view and look at all the other people and wave, and the camera might follow us around the room. Ginger's going to sing, and we're all going to say hi to each other.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you, oh, thank you. I'm day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ginger, so much. All right, now we're going to do the Flames of Faith. We have the fire live in person. Jane's going to light, and Christine is going to read for us.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please place silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. And now here's Hannah with the reading.
All right, this is from New Thoughts for Today, and this piece was written by our Reverend Dr. Bill. Oomph. And it opens with a quote by Patricia Noble: "We will never get what we want, we will only get what we expect." When we understand and acknowledge that the one infinite creative power that creates everything has created and is creating the life we're experiencing, we have an opportunity to let our experience get better and better and better. Understanding that it is not our personal individual efforts that create the tone and texture of our experience, we can invite the infinite to crank it up a notch, to add some oomph. Oomph is a vague term. Then again, so is the word better. The meaning is different for each of us. A better experience for me in some area of my life might be a giant step down for you, and vice versa. When we go into prayer, when we create an affirmation for the sort of new experience we're seeking, we can invite the infinite to add a little oomph, to create an experience that's as good as we can reasonably expect and even better. The change can be in any area of life: health and physical well-being, prosperity and financial comfort, relationships, creative expression in our work in the world, spiritual connection, anything. The best part is that because we know that the oomph is coming from an infinite power that is greater than we are, there is no reason to suspect that it cannot be done. And the affirmation is: I open myself to love. I open myself to health and vitality. I am prosperous and creative and live a life of joy and peace and harmony, as good as I have believed possible and 10% better.
I have finally found a way to live just like I never could before. And I know I have so much to give, and I can open any door. Everybody knows the secret. Everybody knows the source. I have finally found a way to live in the color of the Lord. I have finally found a place to live just like I never could before. And I know I have so much to give, and soon I'll open every door. Everybody knows the secret. Everybody knows the source. I have finally found a place to live in the presence of the Lord. In the presence of the Lord.
Wow, thank you, Kim. That's beautiful. So I get to do the talk today. And I get to share the stage with the fabulous Ginger Coyle. That's been a dream of mine. There was one day, it was a while ago at CAS, I did get to play drums with you for a little bit. You actually brought me a drum to play. That was such a thrill. So good morning. It's great to be here with you guys. As Bill said, I recently got my bachelor's degree in religious studies from the Emerson Institute, the Emerson Theological Institute, and that was a long time coming. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So the title of this talk is Act as If, or something I learned in 12-step groups, fake it till you make it. They like to say that a lot. And, you know, kind of ties in because the my final paper for my degree, and as Bill said, it got turned in at the 11th hour. And not doing it was harder than actually doing it, but I did procrastinate a bit. The topic was the impact or the influence of New Thought principles on my journey as an actor. So you guys know that I do acting, theater. I've done some film, little TV work, gotten paid a couple of times. That's always nice to get paid. And it's been a love of mine for a long time. Since I was a kid. And I wrote about that in my paper. I wrote about my path into acting. I wrote about my journey into New Thought. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. And, you know, people have this idea, and it's kind of true, that actors, they fake being someone else. You pretend that you're someone else as an actor. And that's something that I, as a little kid, learned that I loved to do. I loved to pretend and not be me. For whatever reason, it seemed like the greatest thing in the world and came very easily for me. And in New Thought, we sort of act as if when we're doing our affirmations and our prayer work, because that's really the key to successful prayer, is believing that what you're praying for is in manifestation. And in fact, you don't like this, Jesus. You can tell me the verse. Jesus said, therefore I say unto you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. Right? It's about believing that what we have, what we want, we already have. And that can be a real stretch for us sometimes, especially when you're, what's that? Matthew, there we go. Boom. I knew he would know that. I didn't even have to write it down. Believing what we have, well, believing that we have what we want can be very difficult. We're in the midst of not having it, right? If we're having a health challenge and we're praying for health and wholeness, if we're having prosperity challenges, we don't know how we're going to pay the rent, but we're praying about abundance and prosperity. Whatever it is, if you're, praying for fitness and you can't run a mile. And that's humbling for me. Some of you guys know my background, but that is the power that infuses the oomph, as Bill talked about in the God call or in the reading, the oomph that puts that energy into our affirmative prayer, into our affirmations, into our practical prayer, spiritual mind treatment, whatever you want to call it. That belief that we can have, that we do have what we want, really puts it into power. In fact, you guys know the 4 P's of practical prayer? Powerful, personal, positive, present tense. Boom, present tense. We put that in there, present tense. Right now, I have this good now. That is key to success in prayer. And like I said, it's not easy, but there are tricks we can do, right? And some of the things that I learned about acting, some of those tricks, we can employ that in our prayer work, because you tell yourself, and we can write affirmations, and you can try this at home, write an affirmation for yourself and see what comes up about, oh yeah, sure, right, right, sure. The blurts, as we've learned about in the artist way. But there's this thing, you probably ever heard of method actors. Anybody heard of a method actor? Did people know what that means? Bill's heard of it. Bill knows what that means. So there's this guy, Stanislavski. He was a Russian actor, writer, playwright, and he taught acting. And he came up with this method, and it was kind of at the time revolutionary, because actors would essentially pretend to be upset, pretend to be happy. And this method he talked about was actually feeling that, being happy, being angry, being in love, not pretending, not acting like you were, but actually doing that and drawing on your own personal experience through life, which is called sense memory, or emotional memory that you can draw on. And we can do that in our prayer work as well. If we want joy and we're feeling really sad, we know there's times in our lives when we've felt joy, and we can connect to that and tap into that. And it's right there. It's an experience that we've had. It's a part of us. And also the good news is, because what we believe that Bill said at the top, and we believe there is one, this idea of divine mind, that we are connected to that divine mind, and we have access to all the good that ever was and ever will be in the world. So that good's available to us whenever we want it. The other thing I learned about acting is to bring my full self to the work, right? I have to be present and fully alive, be willing to open up and explore all my experiences, my fears, my hopes, my dreams, and bring a lot of that into the acting work. Same thing with our prayer work. We have to be open, really look at ourselves, see what our beliefs are, because it's not just our thinking, right? It's really about what we believe, because our beliefs are what really manifests in our lives. And we can, good news is, we can change our beliefs through our thinking, right? Maybe it's little by little, but as we think positive thoughts, as we change the way we think about ourselves and our lives, our beliefs can change. Maybe you think, traffic's always horrible when I leave at this time. Think differently about it. So, okay, today, maybe it's going to be better. Today, the bridge won't be backed up. And as you start to think about these things, they can change your belief. Here's the other thing. And we can kind of work this around, but what I learned was talent is not enough. You have to do the work. And that is very true in the spiritual stuff. Bill likes to talk about sitting on our purple pillow. We can't just sit on our purple pillow and wait for all the good. We have to be active. We have to participate. Same thing with my acting work. I have to put in the work, study the lines, learn the story, learn the props, learn how to put the costumes on sometimes because they're really fun to put on. I like to play dress up. But to really put in the work, and I think it's an African proverb, pray and move your feet, right? To pray and then get out in the world and do the things. I had a teacher once who said, trust Allah, but tie up your camel. So it's the idea of putting your faith and trust into the prayer, into the infinite, into the universe, but then actually going out into the world and putting feet under and doing the things that we're inspired to do when we open ourselves up to the universe. Ask questions. That's a big thing in theater and preparing a character. There's a list of questions you ask yourself. So what do I want as the character? What's in my way? Right? What just happened? Which is a great thing to think about when you open a door and you step out on the stage. You have to know what just happened. What energy are you bringing into that? And those are great questions to ask for ourselves in our lives. Bill and Dave used to talk about John D. McDonald and his 4 questions. Are you happy with the experience of life that you're having? Right? And if you're happy with the experience of your life you're having, right, you're done. If you're not happy, what do you want instead? What's in your way? Is that the 3rd one? I didn't write them down. I'm winging it. But the key one is, how will you know when you get it? How will you know what you have when you get there? Oh, I want to be happy. What does that look like? I want to be in love. With who? Where? What does that relationship look like? I want a good job. What does a good job mean to you? Right? Be specific with the universe. Have what Holmes called a mental equivalent for what you want to experience. This is what Ernie said. The mind is the fashioning factor, and according to its range, vision, and positiveness will be the circumstances we experience. The mind is the fashioning factor. So you hold in your mind that mental equivalent, the idea, this is what I want. That's going to help you bring that into your experience. And the real question that I think is the most powerful in the acting process and in our experience of life as people, as spiritual beings, as metaphysicians, as new thought practitioners, because we're all practitioners, whether we have the stole or not, we are all practitioners. Where is the love? Where is the love? Because it's all love, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when we can't see it, even when we're in the middle of the stuff that doesn't feel like love. Love is there. And that's our challenge sometimes, to find the love. Where is the love? You know, Jo has talked about, some experiences she went through with family stuff, and the thing that brought her through it all, and that she focused, there's only love. There's only love between us. There's only love. There's only love. And that is so true. Sometimes it's hard to see, but that's at the core of everything, because it's all love. We believe in the one power, love, intelligence we call spirit or God. We say that every day. Sundays, I say it every day. Just kidding, I don't say it every day. Love is the key. Love is the answer. Love is the way. So whether you're acting, whether you're performing on stage, whether you're taking people where they need to go, healing people, bringing music together, teaching, it's all about love, bringing love into the world through ourselves, right? Because we are unique expressions of the infinite, right? It's all one, it's all this one power and presence, but it manifests, expresses into the world as each of us individually. So there's never been anyone like you ever, and there will never be anyone like you ever again. And I love to have this mental image of a piece of glass and the way it refracts the light. You can hold it up and the light you can get a rainbow, right? Sarah, you get a rainbow on your wall when the sunlight comes through a certain way. And depending upon how the glass is formed or bent or broken or cracked, it can change how it refracts the light. So we are all unique individual little pieces of glass, if you will. And that infinite light is shining through us, but it's refracting through us as only it can through us. It can't refract through me like it does through Sandy or through Jesus, right? It's only us as unique expressions. So find that love, express it into the world, right? And act as if, pretend, if you will, that you have what you want. How would you behave in the world? How would you show up in life? How would you feel if you had these things that you want, these experiences, this expression of life? And then go out and be that, do that, feel that way. Take time in your meditation practice to sit with that. If it's joy, if it's love, if it's freedom, health, wholeness. We've had those experiences. We can call up that sense memory, that emotional memory. We can tap into divine mind and channel that into our lives and into expression. So act as if, fake it till you make it, and you will make it. Blessings.
Thank you, Breen. Congratulations. This is a chant. This is kind of an affirmation. It is an affirmation, kind of. So feel free to sing along with me. We're going to say, I'm a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic. I am 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 a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic, one with the earth, the trees, the air we breathe is like the breath of God. The sun, the moon, we're all in tune, we radiate this love. I am a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic. I am a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic. I am a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic. I am a magnetic, magnificent, magic mystic, one with the earth, the trees, the air we breathe is that same breath of God. The sun, the moon, we're all in tune, we radiate with love.
Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, Breen. So good when we could begin acting and the infinite takes over. Got into that flow of spirit, being that instrument, that channel, that bridge. So I really appreciate, embrace, embody all this goodness that is raining upon us in this time. And as we take a deep breath in, hold it right there at the top and let it go where it doesn't serve us anymore. I invite you, if you're comfortable, to shut your eyes and shut yourself from the outside. Those situations, those places, those people, if we call them those, relationships with the boss, with our partners, wife, husbands, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, pets, that you might come in here feeling a little uncomfortable. But I invite you to get comfortable with yourself, with self, with your higher self, that self that cannot be touched by circumstances, situations, places, that self with that peace, the joy, the divine order where we live and move and have our being. Get comfortable. Because essentially, if we are comfortable with self, we be comfortable with people, places, and things, and relationships. The experience that in our journey of life, in this life here and right now, it comes. Don't think or don't assume that it's only happening to you. All of us, from the gurus, from everybody, we go through things in life. But like Breen was saying, in some words that I could say, when we look at things and we change the way we look at these things, the things that we look at will change. It's our world. It's your world. Be comfortable with self. Stay in that groove, resting in the divine. We don't pray, this is my way of thinking, we don't pray to God. That brings some separation, like God is out there and I'm here. We pray from God, from within. We meditate within, and our prayer comes from that within out. What we want, what we believe, that's why it says, what we desire in prayer, if we believe it, it's ours. So as we go into the quiet, being comfortable with the high self, we get answers.
as if there is only love. In spirit, nothing is lacking. That is the source of the love. Act from your inner beingness, from where you live in spirit. Feel that oneness. Feel that connection with everything you seek, the joy, the peace, the love, the abundance, the strength, the power, the presence. In spirit, nothing is lacking. And we are each individual expressions of that spirit. So for all of this good, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can feel it, accept it, acknowledge it, and claim it for myself and for each one here. And so as I like to say, I'll fling those wishes, those intentions, release them to the universe, to the one law that always says yes. And so it is. Take a breath. Shrug your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes. Just come back to the room. Come back to our outer beingness as Ginger plays another song.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh yeah, it's a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. You know it's a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh yeah, it's a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
So we've been talking about some stuff, hearing some things. And now we'd like to hear from you guys out in the Zoom world or here in the room. If there's anything that's come up for you, any seeds have been planted or starting to germinate, any aha moments, any moments, anything at all that might have come up. I can, if you're on Zoom and you want to wave your digital hand, I got the thing here. I can see you. Anybody here? Sarah.
Yeah. So, Breen,
Yes.
great talk. I think it's funny that you're being like the conversation starter about your own talk. It's very fitting. I think it's so cool because I agree with you 100% hardcore. I loved the idea of light shining, like Spirit's light shining through us in the beautiful and unique way that only we can, coupled with the idea that it's limitless. Like however you want to show up, whatever you wish yours to be or what you want yours, like, you get what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is that you yourself want for yourself is possible through choice and alignment and awareness of that truth that you want for yourself. And then Jesus, like amazing meditation with Ginger behind you. Like it felt really, really good. And it's messages that I've heard and known, but said in a new way. And it is like refreshed opportunity to recognize that like the power of possibility and the power of figuring out what it is that you want so that you can have it. And it's really cool. And thank you for being you so that you could share that so I could feel this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. Anybody else? Yeah.
I just want to express gratitude. I'm grateful to have been here. I've been with you, Breen, for the talk with Jesus and Joe, holding down the meditation. I just love co-creating with all of you in this community, and it's a blessing in my life. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. I got two postscripts. One is the song I Can See Clearly Now. I've shared this a couple of times. I think I talked about it in years. And my son, who's 30 years old, he was having his second birthday, and we were going to Smith Memorial Playground. A bunch of family was coming up from Maryland. We had a lot of people, and it was pouring down rain. And I was living in South Philly, driving down Passyunk Avenue, and I was praying, like it's clear skies, beautiful weather, it's all good. So I'd been in Unity at the time, so I knew about affirmative prayer. And driving down Passyunk Avenue, literally, the skies cleared, the sun was out, and that song came on the radio. No way. I was like, I had to pull over. I was crying, driving down Passyunk Avenue. And I forgot to mention, I cited you in my term paper, my final paper for my degree.
Really?
Yes, because I was writing about how we can vibrate at a higher frequency. And I'm like, higher frequency, Ginger Coyle, words and music.
Thank you, Breen. Thank you.
That's it. That put me over the top.
Wow.
Anybody else? Okay, what's next? I know what's next. The offering. Here's Sandy with the offering.
Let's see if I can find the words. Here we are. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We have a basket in the room and a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. We're grateful for every way you share. The offering affirmation is on the screen and we'll say it together. I live in an
Live in
abundant universe. I am one with the infinite source of all good.
good.
I am a
create
center of conscious prosperity.
prosperity.
I
I
enjoy the richness of life.
all.
I bless
I
my
bless my
gift.
gift.
Gratitude and
I
joy.
share my gift with gratitude and joy.
I know that as
I
I
know
give,
that I
I
give,
do
I do
receive,
receive,
and so
and
it
so it
is.
is.
Everybody's waiting on a revolution. Lift the veil up from the grand illusion. I think first it's gonna take a revelation. Shift our minds and consciously awaken to the positivity. Human beings should be full of love and light and inner peace. Vibrates to a higher frequency, higher, higher, higher. When I was young, I looked for love in empty places. I got myself into some situations. Now I've grown, I know my past is not define me, and all the love I could ever need is here inside of me. It took so long for me to see it was waiting here for me. The love, the light, the inner peace vibrates to a higher frequency, higher, higher, higher. Walk the earth in search of every explanation, but be aware of your own co-creation. Take responsibility for your conditions, and don't forget the power of your own volition. There is joy just as there is pain. They are one and the same. It's a choice you choose to make. Choose to vibrate to a higher frequency, higher, 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 higher. I am love, I am light, I am inner peace. You are love, you are light, you are inner peace. We are love, we are light, we are inner peace. Be the love, be the light, be the inner peace.
Thanks for singing with me, guys.
Thank you, Ginger. Thank you all. Let us close with another cacophony. Everybody who's here, come on up. Let's form a circle. Everybody on Zoom, you can go ahead and unmute yourselves. You know what we're going to do this. Ginger makes this one easy. All right, repeat after me. I am love. I am light.
I am
I am
light.
inner peace.
I am
Let the light shine. And let the love flow.
love flow.
And so it is.
Is.